So it's been a while since I have uploaded any other videos on here. I just got busy. Been working on the truck some on and off. Pulled the front and rear tank. Uh, the rear tank's going to be replaced. It has a couple rust holes in it. It's just too far gone. The truck's had a oil leak that's been pretty bad since we got it a few months ago. Once we finally got it running too, I noticed a little bit of a rattle, kind of a knocking sound. I was hoping it was just maybe a stuck lifter. It's just some stuff that needed to get refreed up from setting for a couple years. Went ahead and pulled the oil pan off. Uh, Took a look around in it too why I was there, and after some stuff that I found, I just went ahead and pulled the engine out, tear it down, and take a better look at it. And that's where we pick up in this episode.
Alright, and come back as I cut off. Make sure I had it on HD because I had turned my phone down with some low resolution earlier, but we're still on 720. You can do more, but I don't have a lot of space left on it, so we'll save it where we can. But yeah, so one of the main, I checked the rear main bearing, and it had a little bit of a gouge in it, and it was down to pretty much just the copper all the way around in a couple spots. So I was like, well, shoot, might as well go ahead and change it out. Even though it only has 80,000 miles, I guess whoever had this before, maybe they took up with the oil changes, or something. That's about the only thing I know would do it as worn as it is for the lack of miles, unless it idled a lot. I don't know. Maybe that business that had it just left it running all the time whenever they would go in and do stuff. Who knows? But that's what you get for getting a $700 truck. You never know what you're gonna find. We'll try this little impact wrench for now. It might be enough to get these main caps off. Like I said, I'll take this back one off just to show you, because I know it's already pretty loose. Yeah. I am going to put them back on after I get them off, though, because I do not want to mix them up. Even though they are getting rebuilt. I said they weren't just like, they're not completely gone, but they're definitely time to change them. And I'll show it to you. You can, yeah, there you go. You can see how much, so how it's silver here. Should be solid silver all the way around. When it's getting down this copper, it's worn the outside layer of the bearing off, and it's getting into like the core. There's also a decent gouge right here and it can catch pretty good with the finger where something got it. I'll show you the crank later on, but so far, well, better show you now in case it gets worse as we go. But so far, the crank, it looks okay. It might have some just very faint hairline marks on it, but I think they're small enough that they'll polish out. I will probably end up taking this to a machine shop just to have them check the crank out on it. So I do notice now that I look at it, there's a shiny spot right here too that might be a low spot. Might just be where the engine was sitting on this bearing without oil on it. It kind of just transferred some copper. I don't know, but no huge grooves or wear marks on that one. And I'm just going to do that all the way down the line. We'll go from there. And then I'm just going to throw these bolts back in. Just a click or two tight with the impact gun, just enough to hold it here. I can't really see much of the cam yet, but what little bit I see, it might be okay. We might be able to just have them polish it up too, or it might have to be replaced. We'll figure that out later on. This is going to be at least a month or two long project, because I don't have the money to do this whole thing all at once. So these are loose because I've already been in them. These couple, I think I could get these back 3. I couldn't get the front 2 when it was in the frame. This one's copper. There's a pretty good gouge going in it, and just time to be changed. Honestly, there's nothing on the crank yet. There's a faint line. I can't feel it with my fingernail, and I think it'll be okay. These are also marked with an arrow which way it goes forward, so that helps keep it easy to remember which way to face it when it goes back together. You always want to try to keep everything the same way, even after putting new bearings in, because everything's mated to each other over the life of this engine. It's very carboned up too. I feel like I think it was just lack of oil changes on this is what got it. Just a little quick tighten up, nothing crazy. This one I might skip because I don't want to go find a deep water fit over it, and I've already looked at it and I know it's the same as others. So let's go to these new ones. I haven't seen this one, so this is new to me too. And here, this is why I say this thing must have never had oil changes. I mean, just look how thick this like carbon gunk is, and this oil. I just changed the oil in this truck, and I drove it maybe 10 miles around, like just up and down the street, and it is black and thick and goopy already. It just had to be terrible in here before I done the oil change on it. I know the oil that came out was really bad, but it didn't look this bad, so I wonder if maybe the guy had recently changed it too, right before he stopped driving it. Alright, we'll look at this one together. Well, it's been consistent so far. All copper. And then you can see the little spots of just some silver still hanging on. And then some gouges in it. Nothing too deep. This is actually, if you're going to have bearings go bad, this is like about right when you want to catch them before they have a chance to really mess anything up. So I think it's a good idea that I just went ahead and pulled the motor out instead of trying to like just drive it some, see what happened. Yeah, I think that crank's going to be fine there too. I don't see anything terrible with it. I am kind of worried about the rods though. I haven't looked at any of the rods yet. So that's going to be interesting. I still have the old oil filter that came off this when I first changed the oil, when I first got it, before I knew it had a little bit of a knock. I wonder if I'm sure it's got water in it now, or it's been sitting outside in a trash barrel, but I might take it and cut it open and see what it looks like. Because as dark as this oil was, I didn't find a whole lot of metallic stuff in it. Oh, and I take that back. I have looked at one connecting rod, this one right here. I forgot about that. I can tell I did because it's still loose where I didn't tighten it back up. And it looked about the same, but you can never tell too much about these from just what the outside looks until you get them cracked loose. And also, which I would change it anyways if you're doing all this work while you got it apart, but I'm also going to put a new oil pump in it too. The oil pump's actually got some pretty decent grooves. They don't look that big, but the fact that the oil pumps are pretty hard still, it takes a pretty good amount of trash to get them scratched up, and it's got several in it. And hey, all right. So this is actually the best looking bearing so far. If I pulled off the other ones and it looked like that, minus the little bit of scratches in it, but where just a little bit of copper was starting to peek through, like over here, I would probably think about leaving it for a little while, because it's getting worn, but it's not gone. It's getting pretty close. But even here, even this best one, it's still pretty wiped out right there. And you can see, and when they get to the copper too, they start wearing faster. They get more play in them, and then it's just not good for them. And then this is the best journal so far on the whole crankshaft because it has the least amount of wear. Also, I think it gets the most oil pressure because I think the oil pump pumps up to the front first and goes back. I could be wrong, but yeah. And also, the bottom caps will have more wear because the pressure of the engine is pushing down on these. On your connecting rods, the part that's on the rod itself will have more wear because it's pushing down onto the crank. So whichever way has the more force is what's going to get more wear. And that's where I'm nervous about these rods. I've looked at this connecting rod back here, and the bottom side, which really only has force pulling the piston back down on like the intake stroke, it was pretty worn. So I'm afraid to see what the side that has all the combustion force on it is going to look like. But we'll look at it here in a minute. We'll throw these bolts back in this one loosely. So far, not seeing anything crazy terrible. I'm not feeling any up and down play in those, so that's good, but we'll know more here in just a minute. Alright. And never tighten these back up with the impact. I'm just barely giving it just enough to snug it up. They probably only have like maybe 20 foot-pounds of torque on them right now. Let's see, what size were those? They were small 10s or 12s. Is it metric? Is it standard? Who knows? It's too big, I can tell. Oh, no, that's right. Half inch? Sure. Sounds good to me. Alright, so I'll go to the back cap. We'll start here. Be careful not to drop anything in the engine. We don't have to pull it out of the truck. The caps, you also want to make sure you keep them on the right direction. I don't remember if these were stamped with anything from the factory. Let me look. Okay, I got 99 there, and that one says Ford or Forged AA or something like that. FO something AA. So the 99 is going to face you when I put this back on it in here in a second. Okay, it's a little stuck. I'm going to take these nuts, put them back on most of the way. Find my little percussive maintenance device. There it is. Roll this out of the way before I knock this over. And I didn't film any taking the engine out. It was over a few days, and it just wasn't really something I felt needed to be filmed. It didn't go very smoothly. There were several small problems. I'm trying just to get stuck out. All the bolts on this truck came out perfect though. Like even the exhaust flange bolts, they came out fine. Now I'm probably gonna try to get some new studs put in before I put it back together because I don't think they're gonna survive going back together. But they didn't snap off or round off coming off, so that was lucky. All right, we got this cap off. Remember, the 99 is going to go towards you. Oh. Okay, whew, we're good. The bearing stayed behind. I thought that was the crank at first that scuffed up. Okay. You want to be careful too not to scratch the journals with the studs from the cylinder. Alright. These two, if you were going to take them out and put them back in for some reason, make sure they go the same way. But I'm just putting them back in. I'm going to try to keep it the same way, but these are not going back in. Alright, let's take a look at this together, see what it looks like. Alright. See, this is, I would count that as an acceptable amount of wear for the age of the engine. It is to the copper in one spot. What would definitely be a deciding factor to put new bearings in it even by itself though is over here. I don't know if you can see it on this camera. There's these little, looks like BB dimples, like something pinged it with a little punch. And that's just where some trash just got stuck in it and popped out. So it would be best to go ahead and change it because that's going to be a rough surface that eats it fast. Yeah, I think this truck just suffered from lack of oil change. Okay, here we go. This is what I actually wanted to see. This is the first one I've been able to actually get out and see the power side. So, try to roll that bearing out of the rod there. Oh, man. That was close to getting ready to be bad. It's got a pretty good groove in it, and you can see just all copper right there. You can really tell where the power portion of the stroke is right there, and you can see it's kind of egg shaped if you look at it this way a little bit. But right here, you can tell where all the force comes during the combustion part, and it's got a pretty good groove in it. Some trash stuck in it. And it's definitely time to put a new one on there. Crank itself looks fine. I'm going to try to put these back together. Yeah, these are original. I think that's a date code. It says 94 on it and Ford. So most likely these. I didn't think this motor's been rebuilt before. Just going looking at it.
Power off.
I can also tell these bearings are out of round. They're not setting back in the place quite right. There we go. They kind of sprung a little bit. These I'm not even going to hit with the impact gun because they're not holding anything with the rods together. And like I said, we're going to rebuild it anyway, so I'm about to pull them all the way out. This one, numbers are towards me. Well, he's putting up a fight. Okay. And this bottom side is kind of rough, a little bit of silver showing through, but not crazy. Definitely would be time to change it if you had already had it apart. Don't know if this one would have been enough if they were all like that for me to go ahead and change them. Should get a little table salvage while I was doing this. Alright. I think this one might be even worse than the other one. About the same. About the same. I might rotate this engine a little bit so I can see the bottom side of this crank. It looks alright. See if I can see the camshaft. I can kind of see it. I don't see anything terrible. Alright. Put that bearing back in this one and or something, Paul. Hopefully it wasn't anything too important. Let's say numbers towards me. Alright. Don't think I'm going to bother taking any more off right now. I think I'm going to try to take a peek at these cylinder bores while I'm in here. There's one that's got a little bit of scuffing on it. The others don't look terrible. So, we'll see how it goes on this engine rebuild. I'm curious to pull a valve cover off too. I think they're both pretty buried. I might not do that tonight. I don't want to stay here too long. I stayed out pretty late last night working on it. Guess we'll roll it back over and see what we can see. We can still see cross hatching in that cylinder. That one's all the way down. That one looks okay from this side. Alright. Roll her over. No, there's some more very, very rusty coolant coming out. Oh, son of a gun. I might have to get somebody here to hold the engine. That's why I do that. That's heavy with all the intake and everything on it still. What do we think? Maybe on. Ain't got enough butt. Need a longer bar, that'd help. Do they have anything that fit? It's like 2 inches longer. Roll, Betsy, roll. Alright, now who's gonna figure out where to get that pin line back out? Alright. Okay, so in here throwing this together really fast. You've seen my other videos. I don't really do much editing. Once I do this more, if it takes off, I'll definitely put some more time into it. But for now, it's just fun while I'm here. Just using some good old Clipchamp. But almost died here. Thought we recorded some more. Only thing else I did in this video was I took the intake off. After that, getting pretty discouraged with the engine itself, so I just kind of stopped recording and went through it and just tore everything off, tore the heads off and all that. Intake valves, heads themselves, they were probably fine. Cylinders, 1 or 2 of them, I think 2 had some light gouging where I'm guessing some kind of debris got up there. I believe the rings stuck, had so much carbon that the rings stuck and they were actually beginning to dig into some of the cylinders. I mean, this engine was, I wish I took some more videos of it. It was just, I don't know, the valve guides, not the valve guides, the valve covers and stuff, they probably had about that much. Just, if anybody's ever seen like the coal dust that like comes out of like coal mines and stuff, is about like just carbon, like that thick of oil and gunk. Got that all cleaned out. Ended up the cam, it wiped the cam bearings out. They were just worn out, egg shaped almost. The bottom side was almost no bearing left. The cams weren't ground up, but they were worn. If you looked at the surface on the cam journals, it was like wavy. I mean, you could actually see it with your bare eye. So it's gonna need a new cam. It's gonna need crank polished, cam bearings, all the main bearings, new rings. Probably gonna need to be honed out. Cylinders gonna need to be probably not even honed. They probably need to be bored out a little bit. So then I'd be looking to probably getting some different pistons going in it. I broke one of the piston skirts just trying to hold it and like get a ring unstuck. I was pretty mad at that point. Anyways, I didn't care about the piston. Had a couple wrist pins that were starting to bind, and were starting to stick. After I sat down after time we did all the figuring up and stuff, I think I can get a remanufactured engine here from one of the part stores in town, right at $3,000, minus about $300 for the core fee. And then I was looking at the price it was going to cost to take this one to the machine shop, and minimum $1,500 plus parts is what I was coming up with. And I was like, time that, and then I don't really trust the machine shops in the area. I mean, I've never had anybody use them, and just for that much money, I rather have
a remanufactured engine somewhere, at least with the parts store. It has a couple-year warranty on it, and I'd rather test my luck that way, you know. So probably end up just going to get a reman engine here next couple of months and drop in it, and then we'll start back from there. After that, it's going to need a set of tires, brake lines. We have the front fuel tank is in it, so it's good to go. This needs a rear fuel tank. I already have the pump for it. The tank was just rusted out. Haven't decided. I may just go with just the single tank. I'm not planning on driving it like cross country, so I really don't need the extra, mileage. Let's see what else. That's about all I have for it right now. So we'll see how it goes.